8 teams made up of the world's top pros, each trying to capture the prestigious Elias Cup. Tonight, the quarterfinals continue with Kyle Troup and the Portland Lumberjacks going up against Sean Rash and the Brooklyn Styles. And later, Norm Duke and the Dallas Strikers take on Dom Barrett and Philadelphia's Hitmen. Which team will ultimately bring home the Elias Cup? The PBA League starts now on FS1. It's a winner!
Oh, you didn't think we were going to leave you like that, did you? Of course not. Welcome back to Bayside Bowl. Or if you're just joining us now for the first time, we're in Portland, Maine. And it's time for the second round of quarterfinals for the PBA League. What did you just watch or what did you just miss? Well, you saw the #1 seed Motown Muscle taken down by Pete Weber and the NYC Kingpins 2-0. And then just seconds ago, LAX gets a dramatic, bizarre strike from Jason Belmonte in a roll-off to defeat the defending champion Adam Splitters, the 3-time champion Adam Splitters. A little bit of revenge for LAX because the Adam Splitters have given them a hard time over the years in this PBA League. Now, tonight, our first matchup will be the home team, the Portland Lumberjacks, taking on the Brooklyn Styles. Let's learn more about the Styles.
Brooklyn Styles. We're bringing style to the PBA League.
Here is your lineup for the #2 seeds, Brooklyn Styles. Leading off, the 2002-2003 PBA Rookie of the Year, Brad Angelo. Bowling in the second position with 2 career PBA Tour titles, Andres Gomez. Bowling in the #3 position, the 2011 and 12 PBA Player of the Year, Sean Rash.
I don't think he knows what he's doing. That's okay. Good ball 6th. It's fine with me.
Bowling in the #4 position. With 47 career titles, he's the first all-time in career wins and a PBA Hall of Famer, Walter Ray Williams, Jr.
I guess it's a new lineup, huh?
And in the anchor position, the 2017 U.S. Open champion, Rhino Page.
All right.
Please welcome the Brooklyn Styles team manager, PBA Hall of Famer, Johnny Petraglia.
We'll get it straightened out. Hey, baby. Yeah.
Oh, you got some winners in that organization, but now let's take a look at the Portland Lumberjacks.
We are the Lumberjacks. Chopping down the competition.
And now, the #7 seed, Portland Lumberjacks. Leading off, a 2-time PBA Player of the Year, Kyle Troup. Bowling in the second position, the 2018 Men's World Championship Masters gold medal winner, Mitch Hue.
Let's rock it out.
In the number 3 position, the 2019 PBA Playoffs champion, Christopher Prather. Bowling in the number 4 position, the 2015 U.S. Open champion, Ryan Simonelli.
Let's go, Portland! Come on! Let's go, baby!
And bowling in the anchor position, the 2013 U.S. Open champion, Wes Malott.
This is the year, baby. Let's get it done. All right, come on. Go.
Your Lumberjacks team manager, Tim Mack.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Often and early,
All right, let's get to this right away. Along with Hall of Famer Randy Peterson and Kimberly Pressler, I'm Dave Lamont. We're delighted you could join us for our second go-round tonight. All right, now you've seen the lineups. Anything surprise you that either of these managers have come up with?
Not really. I mean, I like Rhino Page in the anchor position for Brooklyn Styles. Again, we talked about it in our first show where you have a southpaw and he's all on an island by himself out there. We have 2 southpaws with Simonelli on the Lumberjacks. No surprise that Wes Malott is the anchor for that team. He's been the anchor for Portland. You know, I think the burning question for me, though, is if the Portland Lumberjacks were to somehow win this whole thing, who would it mean more to? The players or the people here in Portland?
Could be equally important for both. They haven't done it yet. They've come close a couple of years ago. We always show you that shot of Ryan Simonelli stroking one of the biggest shots in PBA League history, but that was not for a championship. That was just for the right to move on. So they are hungry, seeking that first title. Tim Mack, one of the most respected minds in the game, running that. And, of course, of Brooklyn, among the greatest ever, the brilliant Johnny Petraglia. Yeah. And who knows what bag of tricks that sneaky Walter Ray Williams Jr. is going to come up with. We're going to ask him when we come back. He'll be talking with Kimberly Pressler. We'll also hear from one of Portland's favorites, Kyle Troop, when we return, as we're getting ready to continue PBA League coverage on FS1, as they, by the way, are stripping and re-oiling the lanes. So these bowlers will be on the fresh when they get ready. It's the race to 2. You get 2, you're bowling tomorrow night. If you don't,
I've been to Floyd Mayweather fight. I've been to Mike Tyson fight. No comparison.
Who is the highest paid athlete 3 of the last 4 years? Floyd Mayweather.
But his fights are boring. That thing he did with Conor McGregor was boring. Mayweather won't stand toe-to-toe.
Toe-to-toe for Floyd means, oh, take this and you can't hit me.
Heavyweights just ain't gonna dance forever.
Because they ain't out of shape.
I know. When you see a fight, you want to see somebody fall.
Ooh, that ding-ding is special, right?
The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Go Bowling. For promotional offers, tips to improve your game, news, or to locate a bowling center near you, log on to gobowling.com.
and if you come to Portland, Maine, or anywhere in this great state, come on, you know what you want, and it's very easy to find. Tremendous lobster in a variety of forms. Omelet form, you can have lobster for breakfast, lunch, and dinner in Portland, Maine. I know from personal experience. We welcome you back to Bayside Bowl in Portland, PBA League quarterfinals, match number 3. And Kimberly Pressler is standing by with a well-known two-handed bowler and also Kyle Troop.
Thanks, guys. So, Walter Ray, since the inaugural event that you were part of, you have added something to your arsenal. You actually bowl two-handed now, occasionally. In fact, you got your first 300 with that delivery this week. Congratulations on that. But what's the chance we're going to see that here tonight?
Well, my one-handed delivery is a lot better, but when the lane conditions break down nice, the two-handed works pretty decent. With these guys, they hook the ball so much, it's actually not an advantage for me yet, but I'm getting better at it. Maybe one day I'll come out and show Kyle how to do it right.
Well, we're looking at the video right now, and you look like a natural throwing it two hands. See it right there?
Well, that wasn't my best shot there, but I got a strike.
Hey, you got it done. Thanks so much for your time. So, Kyle, what's it like watching Walter Ray bowl two-handed, because you've bowled two-handed your entire life?
He's the GOAT. Whenever I seen that on the internet, I thought it was one of the most amazing things ever. I mean, Walter, he's showing that, there is no such thing as, age or senior player. he adapts. You know, he's learning. He's, you know, just proving why he is the GOAT. He is the greatest of all time, and I can't be more impressed by that. I thought that was so cool.
Can we talk about the fact that you guys are the hometown team and this crowd absolutely loves you? So how much are you guys going to feed off the energy here tonight?
Oh, the crowd here makes Portland Lumberjacks. So, I mean, we're going to need this crowd here in Portland tonight for us to get this win over Brooklyn because they're looking pretty sharp. But we're feeling good and we're ready to bring it home for them.
All right, well, best of luck to you as well. Guys, we're going to send it back to the booth.
All right, thank you to all three of you very, very much. Randy, it's time for our PBA League oil pattern. And, of course, it's sponsored by Firestone Complete Auto Care. Keep your car running newer and longer.
42 feet, named after one of the biggest and best legends the tour's ever known, Mark Roth. You're going to see the older players play a little bit straighter right around in this zone here. And then the young guys with the high rev rate and ball speed, they're going to be in and curving it. And look for the southpaws to play somewhere between first and second arrow. As the lanes break down, the players are just going to migrate in. If they get dry enough, we might even see the GOAT, Walter Ray, throw it with two hands.
All right, so it looks like we may have a little bit of a lineup change from what was originally announced. It looks like Walter Ray Williams Jr. is going to be leading it off. Then Andres Gomez, South Floridian, by way of Bogota, Colombia. Brad Angelo, Sean Rash in the number 4 position. And here is Walter Ray Williams Jr.
And can I tell you why I like this change?
Because, that messenger just ripped him off.
At age 59, you don't want him sitting forever to throw a shot.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So he gets up right out of practice, throws the first shot, has to just wait that length of time between his first and 6th frame.
I thought the word adapt that he used in the interview was perfect. And he's been brilliant on the PBA 50 this year with 3 wins.
3 in a row.
Yeah. And he's giving them a week off.
Yeah, he really is, because they're bowling this week.
So Kyle Troop leads it off. Mitch Hoope, Chris Prather, who won the playoffs in this building. Ryan Simonelli and the big nasty Wes Malott. The lineup trotted out by Tim Mack. Speaking of people who are made for this event.
Yeah, him. Well, they're determined, and they've got a good, solid team.
Let's go. Right here, you and me.
But it's all about giving that information back to your teammates, making sure that they're on the same page in terms of how the lanes are breaking down and what adjustments are being made.
Andres Gomez, sí senor, the 3-time PBA titleist, rips the rack.
You know, he's been pretty good in this building as well.
Yes.
He had a real nice run at the PBA playoffs. In fact, he took down E.J. Tackett, one of the favorites.
He's having a great year, 16th in earnings. Here is Mitch Hoope. You see what he did in the Chameleon Championship from Winnipeg. Surprised?
Well, that looked like a urethane ball going down the lane, which is very surprising.
Because?
Well, we all know what urethane does to an oil pattern. It chews up the front part of the lane, it drags oil down the lane, and it takes a pretty nice oil pattern and turns it into trash real quick.
And they are bowling on fresh conditions. And pick it up he does. The next match that will be following us will not be on fresh conditions. We'll see Philadelphia and Dallas. Sounds like an NFC East matchup coming up. But right now we've got Portland, the hometown team against Brooklyn. Brad Angelo. He broke up the bucket, but leaves a couple.
I remember back in the day when Brad Angelo was considered kind of a power player. Even though he threw it slow, he could still hook the lane. And shows you what age does to you. I can't believe he's going to be 50.
Yep. Absolutely. He has a couple of tour titles and undoubtedly will be a significant factor in PBA 50 should he decide to go there. And I just had a great moment in my life, and I'm going to have to explain. Right now they're playing a song, you know who that is?
Yeah.
Sean Rash would like to have a piece of that as well, and he's in over 20 MPH on that one.
And now Ryan Simonelli, he's the mainstay with this Portland team.
If Ryan can strike on this ball, they'll take the lead.
In just 4 days, one of the greatest fighters of our generation puts his legacy on the line. Manny Pacquiao battles undefeated world champion Keith Thurman in the can't-miss fight of the summer. Saturday, 9 Eastern, live on pay-per-view. And if anybody gets hit that hard in the fight, they're going to get knocked out. You can order that on the Fox Sports app.
Do you have a favorite in that fight?
You know, I have to go with the younger body over Pacquiao.
Really?
Yep. Rhino Page in the anchor position.
Yeah, former U.S. Open champ right here. Lives about 10 minutes from me in Orlando, Florida.
Wow, that's a weird messenger that kind of tumbled around the 10 before.
Kind of unlucky.
Yeah. Before it left the premises.
You know, we've seen this, though, in our last match with LAX and the Atom Splitters, where the team that started on the left lane gets to finish on the right lane. I think the right lane's better. I think there's more strikes to be had on the right lane.
Well, Rhino takes care of business there, but always a little bit of a flat feeling when you leave one behind. Lefty to lefty there for Traglia.
Oh, I hate that lane.
I hate that lane. Somebody said, I think that was Rhino.
See?
Well, here he is, the Big Nasty, another Portland mainstay. Did you come up with that nickname?
I did. I coined him the Big Nasty, and it stuck.
You should be very proud of yourself for that one.
It's one of the few things I've done good in my life.
Well, he's done that plenty of times. Wes Malott out of Texas with a giant strike, and it's a 20-pin advantage in the early going. We've got two teams in the semis already. Brooklyn trying to join them, but Portland stands in their way. More of Game 1 and the race for 2 coming up on FS1.
NASCAR Race Hub, weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Now we are back, and this is always a rowdy building, but man, you throw the Portland Lumberjacks on the lumber here at Bayside, and it gets even crazier. Right now they have the advantage, but Walter Ray Williams Jr. bowling in the leadoff position for the Brooklyn Styles in this Baker format means he's already bowled once. He starts the 6th frame now. Yes, sir.
What a great shot for a 59-year-old man who had to sit for a long time in between shots.
Well, he's bowled on TV enough. He ought to be comfortable with it. Over 100 titles for that cat.
Wow. This is the quietest I've heard these fans ever.
And that'll make some noise. 19.6 MPH. And straight in the heart.
And there's that classic two-handed rev rate approaching 500. I think we were at 570 with Jesper Svensson.
Andres, pro shop owner in South Florida. He's 2 for 2 and looking sharp.
Playing that left lane perfectly, going just a little bit straighter, not giving away the pocket. 20-pin lead for the Lumberjacks. They got to keep it going. The only player to miss through 6 frames, this man right here, Mitch Hoope.
Making his debut in this event. Nope, flat 10.
Back-to-back flat 10s with that urethane ball. I got to question that piece of equipment because of that flat 10. You execute that good and you leave a flat 10. Not only would I change balls, I'd burn the one that left the flat 10.
Well, he said ball.
Well, I think the 10-pin got taken down, so they're going to have to re-rack that 10. There you see what we're talking about there. So they're going to have to throw another 10-pin down there. Well, listen, you've got Tim Mack, who understands bowling balls as well as any man on rotating the planet right now, as your manager. I'm sure he's thought of it.
He just looked at Andres and said, that was really good.
It was. So let's take a moment here.
Hey, run it down now, all right? Come on.
Well, we racked the 10-pin. We're going to do the track technique with Randy. What do you got for us?
Well, it's going to be a little something on Mitch Hoope, but we're going to wait until after he shoots at this 10-pin. We're going to look at Mitch's style from profile. Hey, that kind of rhymed. Very unique game in that he gets the ball into the swing extremely early timing.
It took a little extra time, but he made it worth it. Now our track technique.
Now watch how early this ball gets into his swing. That big long step there, and then look at on the way down. Watch how close together the slide and the ball is. That foot actually still moving, and then there's that little cup at the bottom.
Angelo. Sir, yes, sir. When you started with styling and profiling, I was waiting for the full Ric Flair effect there.
The Brooklyn Styles, I think, have to be the oldest team in the competition, no?
Yes, definitely. Sean Rash is 36. And he and Rhino are both 36. They're the youngins.
Yeah.
Prather. No, sir.
Flamed it.
And also did not flush it.
2-4-5, and look at this lead that's now down to 6. He went down to one knee and then came back up immediately.
The pressure on Prather. You see the max score is how close this could end up being as we start to wind game 1 down. It is a race to 2.
Well, through 6, it was a runaway.
Well, that's because they couldn't miss the Lumberjacks at first, but now the Styles,
fast.
If they just strike it right out, that's it.
You heard him say it, I just got fast. All right, Sean Rash now to keep the momentum going and set it up for the southpaw Rhino Page. Big shot here.
Oh, no, wrap around, are you not serious? Man, 20.5 mph, and that looked perfect.
Would you like a ringing 10 or a swift kick to the face?
Give me a minute to think about that.
They're both pretty much one and the same.
Yeah, especially when you throw it that well. Man, oh man.
Yeah.
All right, that changes around that max score and changes all the possibilities.
Got a chance, though. You never know.
Ryan Simonelli.
Now he could set the table for Wes Malott. Set the table, did he? Put an extra setting out.
I was going to say, he even put the salad forks in the right place for that.
May have company coming over. All right, max score Brooklyn 229, max score Portland 246. Listen to this.
Let's go, Portland! Come on!
Gotta have it. Wow.
Rhino Page can strike out for 229 and force Wes Malott to get the first strike in the 10th. If he doesn't strike on this ball, Wes just needs a mark.
It's a building where left-handers have had some great successes. Rhino's having a solid year. Oh, no.
Just a mark now for Malott. Any mark. And you're right, Rhino Page has had a very nice season.
It was a few years ago, people were wondering what had happened to him. He came out of the gate so hot,
yep.
He kind of disappeared for a little while and has come fighting back the last 3 years.
Then he blew his wrist out, had wrist surgery, then he went to the US Open.
No problem.
Hey, Rhino. All right, we're off that lane.
At 219, so mark for victory here for Malott.
And you heard Rhino Page say, okay, we're off of that lane.
So they're playing for the Elias Cup in the building. We've taken it all over the city, as we like to do. Malott, that's a mark. That's a mark. Lumberjacks in the race to 2. They're about to grab number 1. He's need about 4 pins here, I think.
I don't know. I don't know how to keep score in this game. I figured once he got that hit, it was over, and because he's going to do that.
You know what? It's over. That messenger's going to miss the 10. All is well.
What's crazy, though, is if he leaves that on the first shot, they lose.
Yes, they do. You're absolutely right.
Timing's everything.
Well, let's hunker down and get it done. Get it
All right. The Lumberjacks are halfway to the race for 2. They've grabbed the first game, and what they want to grab on Thursday night is that, the Elias Cup, as it visits downtown Portland, as do we. Game 2 coming up next on FS1. So the Lumberjacks lead this quarterfinal with one more quarterfinal remaining. Dallas versus Philadelphia following this one. And the Lumberjacks win at 233 to 219 over the Brooklyn Styles. We do know that Portland is making a lineup change. We don't know if Brooklyn has swapped theirs yet. But, Randy, we got a change in the bottom 2 positions there.
Let's go.
Yeah, Wes Malott, Ryan Simonelli changing positions. I think this is very interesting. And, again, I think this is because of the problematic left lane.
Hey, babe. Come on, one of your best.
So Kyle Troup remains in the leadoff position for Brooklyn. You see what Kyle did in the PBA playoffs this year. And that booing, they're yelling, ooh. Ooh, through the face, just a nose.
The left lane seems like it's slicker, like the oil's pushed a little bit longer down that lane, or that lane kind of plays downhill. And so what happens is it forces the players to really strap on it, because their brains are like, well, if I don't do this, it's not going to come off the hill.
Right.
It's not going to come around the corner.
So an easy spare conversion for
Kyle. At all, and I crammed on it because I didn't want to go light.
And it still didn't go. It still didn't overhook.
Yeah, it definitely laid, so they're probably a little tighter in.
See what you heard that? He said they're probably a little tighter in. He said, I really crammed on that one.
Walter Ray. Yes, sir. Back-to-back jacks for Walter Ray Williams Jr. one-handed.
He doesn't need 2 hands when he can stay right as second arrow. He's still great at doing that. And Hoope still going with the urethane.
He didn't strike in the first game in his first time participating in the PBA League. And he still hasn't.
Wow.
He's hit solidly every time.
Well, remember on the right lane, he up those 2 weak 10s, and I'm like, yeah, you know, that's a sign.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the heavens opening up and somebody yelling from up top saying, hey, switch balls. I mean, you just go. That shot there actually, to me, looked like it reacted better. It actually had some drive in the back part of the lane. We're going to go to Tim Mack, manager of Portland. Tim Mack, can you hear Randy Peterson up in the booth?
Yes, I can. Hi, Randy.
Right, what's the adjustment and why the lineup change on that left lane?
Well, we just feel like Simonelli has a lot bigger margin for error on the left lane. The left is a little bit better, and the West has to roll it pretty good and really get off his hand, and they're tight in the middle of the lane. So we're just going. We feel like Simonelli's got a little bit more margin for error on that left lane. So that's why we're switching.
Thank you, Tim.
Maris Gomez leaves one behind after a solid first game where he struck both times.
Yeah, he looked great on that left lane. His speed was slow enough to get the ball to finish properly on that left lane. One of the few that really had a good ball reaction.
Los Andres has bowled many times for Team Colombia over the years.
I kind of knew, but I was like, okay, let's wait.
Here's your playoff champion, Chris Prather. Made the show in Jonesboro. That was, of course, a big day for Norm Duke. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, slow enough to get it to come around the corner and put a great touch on that shot.
You roll the crap out of it. We really good. Really good.
All right, B.
Johnny Petraglia, Randy Peterson in the booth here. Can you hear me, Johnny?
Yes, Randy, I can hear you.
What adjustments did you have to make going from the left lane to the right lane, Johnny?
Well, the right lane is a better lane than the left lane. And we were hoping to get by game 1 because we knew we would have an advantage in game 2. We're going to hit the pocket. We're going to get there. I think we're going to win this game.
All right, Johnny, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Well, a very confident Johnny Petraglia, and he's echoed something you've been starting on for the last hour and a half, is the right lane is easier to play.
Well, the higher seed gets to pick which lane they finish on, and I'll tell you what, it happened in our last show to the Silver Lake Atom Splitters. Belmonte did catch that huge break, but what a beautiful shot there by Wes Malott.
What did Tim say? He has to roll it really good?
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did. My gosh, and Messenger didn't make it all the way to the base. Got tagged out.
And he's probably going to get cold this year for Christmas because that was a really bad break.
Watch this thing just quits.
Yeah, well, the ball just went right by the 9. No A.J. Chapman on that shot. 9-pin stands. And smiles back at Sean Rash.
Who didn't smile back.
Remember what Johnny said? He said, hey, I think we're going to strike a lot and win this game, get back in it. And right now in danger of falling behind by 19 if Ryan Simonelli, who's just been moved to that 5-hole, can do his job and strike here in the 5th.
He did. Absolutely smothered the 7-pin, justifying the move made as both the 4 and 5 bowlers strike for the Lumberjacks. They already have the 1-0 lead. If they get 2, they're moving on.
Pretty good here.
Solid pocket shot for Simonelli, and it puts it right back at Rhino. Nope. It's getting a little bit tougher for Brooklyn.
To win these games, you got to strike. And so far, the Brooklyn Styles are not getting it done. Their first game, 219, only had 6 strikes and only strung 3 together. Lumberjacks getting it done thus far on the left lane. They're up 1-0.
The Hall of Famer Johnny Petraglia's team is in a little bit of trouble against the hometown Portland Lumberjacks, who are now getting closer to moving into the semifinals, joining New York and LAX. There you see part of the crowd here. You never know what you're going to find in Portland. And we can tell you that you never know what you're going to find on Flow Bowling except great bowling. It's the exclusive home of PBA's Extra Frame and features live streaming of all Go Bowling events.
That lady's got a giant corn thing on her head.
And you know what? That may be on Flow Bowling too. You can get the PBA Tour, the PBA 50 Tour events. If you subscribe now to Flow Bowling, catch the last 2 days of live coverage, including Thursday's stepladder finals of the PBA 50 South Shore Open from Olympia Lanes in Hammond, Indiana. They'll go on to Anderson, Indiana from there. A lot of fun. Pay an occasional visit to Flow Bowling myself from time to time, and just absolutely love it. So now we're ready to finish off game number 2, and the team in a little bit of trouble here is the Brooklyn Styles. Kyle Troop, with that fathead that says it all, is trying to pound down the Brooklyn Styles. The Lumberjacks won the first game, and they're riding 3 strikes in a row here.
Make it 4. Make it 4. Pick it out, baby. Pick it out.
Did he pick? Yeah, I think I see a pick.
That is one beautiful fathead. Check out this 4-pin left of your screen. Little love tap.
And the double picks. Yep, it's officially a double pick shot. Something that this man won't have to worry about. Not his thing. You know what? He just struck again. That's his thing.
3 out of 4?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Again, the PBA 50 very grateful for this event. They don't have to worry about him.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's Mitch's turn to get going. And he does.
I'll tell you
what was that about the left lane being tougher?
Yeah, these guys figured it out, and they've done it with ball roll. Okay, so soft enough, hand up the back to get the ball to read the lane surface a little bit sooner. But I'll tell you what, I bet to say that the rest of his teammates are glad he doesn't have to throw that urethane ball again.
Yep, yeah, good point. And I wonder how they feel about it with the 2 teams that are still to follow.
Well, the good news is he only threw 4 shots.
Gomez, you did not get the AJ. The officially now Trip 49 is the AJ Chapman.
Yeah.
He only got the AJ part.
And on the lane that they were supposed to do really well on, they have not.
And Johnny Petraglia just a few minutes ago told Randy, I think we're going to win this game. We're going to hit the pocket. And unfortunately, they have only 3 strikes in 7 frames. They are in some serious trouble here. Saturday in FS1, it's an MLB doubleheader. First, rookie sensation Pete Alonso powers the Mets as they take on the Giants. Then Anthony Rendon leads the Nationals against Ronald Acuna Jr. and the Braves. That's the action starting at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. Well, Chris Prather could be called a 15-yard penalty for piling on if he drops a 6th straight strike here. A personal foul. Unnecessary roughness.
Well, he got that one in, and it just looked like it hit a sheet of black ice as it stayed on line to the pocket. And this is a rout. That's a 6-bagger with Malott Simonelli to follow. Max score for the Styles only 229. The Lumberjacks are already into the 240s. Hometown team looking really good.
I said earlier tonight there was one team that did not retain 3, and it was Brooklyn. Sean Rash and Walter Ray Williams Jr. were retained, but Rhino Page was drafted. He had been with Dallas in 2018, and Andres Gomez, Brett Angelo were 2019 draft choices.
Well, this will end it right here with a strike.
Sliced and diced.
As nasty as a vulture's breath. Watch this massive messenger come across and take out the 10.
Thanks,
Lock them up, shut her down, put the kids to bed. The Lumberjacks are moving on.
So Portland will join the NYC Kingpins who took out the Motown Muscle, and LAX who needed a roll-off strike from Jason Belmonte. You have to see to believe. Taking out the defending champion Adam Splitters. And now the Portland Lumberjacks set up a match against either the Philadelphia Hitmen or the Dallas Strikers of Norm Duke. Another person who brings a lot of energy in this building.
Mattress.
And we are deep into the night here in Portland, Maine. And one more match going between Dallas and Philadelphia to wrap up our quarterfinals tonight and get us set for tomorrow's live show at 9 Eastern with our semifinalists. So the brackets now look like this. The Lumberjacks, 7th seed, they've moved on. Now they await the Strikers and the Hitmen. And you got some dynamic bowlers in the upcoming match, to say the least. And, of course, the Kingpins and LAX, that's going to be tomorrow as well on FS1. We, again, are at 9 Eastern. All right. Now you've got Dallas and Philly coming up. You got the great Norm Duke, whom everybody loves in this building, and we know exactly what he can bring. Philly with Jason Couch as their manager, he always puts together a solid side. Who do you like?
it's a tough call because I think both teams, top to bottom, are extremely strong. Norm Duke, obviously, the only player manager. There is some argument that Jason Couch should also be a player manager. I have no problem with that. Jason, just a few months away from turning 50, and he's going to join the boys out on the 50 tour. But, you know, Norm Duke and his roster, that's pretty much stayed intact over the years, has experience in winning this event.
Right,
so he may have an edge.
We need to call in your experience to help one of our viewers out here with our goal bowling tip from Randy. Let's talk a little bit about to be more relaxed in the downswing. Let's watch the video.
Hey Randy, Paul Sunbold, bowling from Sport Bowl in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I want to know how to be more relaxed in my downswing. Can you help me?
Well, Paul, I really like what you're doing until that downswing, and then all of a sudden that elbow really bends and you get kind of locked up. And I think it all starts with grip pressure. So the tighter that grip pressure, the more you're going to muscle it in the downswing. So try taking a tip that I once got from Del Ballard Jr., the Hall of Famer. Put about 8 pieces of tape in that thumb hole, because I guarantee you that thumb hole is probably way too big and you're probably squeezing it. So let's try to get the hand as relaxed as possible and get that arm swing nice and soft and nice and loose in the downswing.
All right, there you have Randy's goal bowling tip. And we want to thank Paul and wish him luck with that suggestion. You can do that on Facebook, wherever, if you'd like to have Randy answer your question. Listen, he's a Hall of Famer, and he even learned some Hall of Famers. That's how you have to evolve in this game, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Dallas and Philadelphia are coming up. And yeah, I joked it's an NFC matchup, and I feel like Pat Summerall and Tom Brookshire have joined you here. But no, we're bowling. Let's meet the Hitmen.
Late there. What? Get out of my face!
Philadelphia.
Take your name at the Elias Cup.
Messenger, down goes the
10. And now your lineup for the number 6 seed, Philadelphia Hitmen. Leading off, a 2-time member of Team Canada, Patrick Girard.
Come on, let's go!
In the number 2 position, a PBA Tour champion. Give it up for Jake Peters.
Let's go, baby.
In the number 3 position, the 2017 PBA Rookie of the Year, Matt Sanders. Bowling number 4, a 3-time World Bowling Writers Bowler of the Year, Dom Barrett. And from the anchor position, his 2 PBA major titles include the 2009 PBA World Championship, Tom Smallwood. And now the Hitman team manager, PBA Hall of Famer, Jason Couch.
And now a team that's done this before and won this before, the Dallas Strikers.
There's a reason we're called the Strikers.
Two-time Elias Cup champions.
And now the lineup for the number 3 seed, Dallas Strikers. Leading off is the reigning PBA Player of the Year, Andrew Anderson. In the number 2 position, the player manager for the Dallas Strikers, PBA Hall of Famer, Norm Duke. Bowling third with 3 PBA Regional Tour titles, Brad Miller. In the 4th position, the 2010 U.S. Open champion, Bill O'Neill. Holding down the anchor position, 18 PBA.
Which took them to the place where they discovered that sometimes a little downtime can lift you right up. Flights, hotels, cars, activities, vacation rentals.
So the calm before the storm here at Bayside in Portland. One more quarterfinal between the Philadelphia Hitmen on your right and the red and black, and the green and silver of the 2-time champions of this event, the Dallas Strikers, and that man there, Norm Duke, the player manager. And an interesting situation developed over the last 48 hours or so. You see Sean Maldonado, he's here, but he is not able to bowl. So the call went out, Randy, to Jake Peters, who had to leave Michigan, where he was at junior gold.
Right, so Sean Maldonado was also at junior gold. They were out playing in the park. They're playing like a pickup game of football. Sean is running out for a pass, all of a sudden snaps his hamstring, gets here, once he gets into his second step, he can't hardly move his leg. So the next player that was on the list to be picked, Jake Peters, Jason Couch, he says, all right, let's pull the trigger, we're gonna take Jake. Jake gets a phone call, gets on the flight, lands last night at midnight. Drills all new equipment, has brand new bowling shoes, and they had to overnight his jersey to him to get here in time for this match.
So there you have it. That's the story, and that's why he's here, and he will be seen shortly. But first, the talented Andrew Anderson leads us off. And on that left lane, which has been not the bowler's friend tonight, but we just saw Portland throw a dominant game on it. And who knows, maybe there is something there. Patrick Girard is here. They'll lead it off for the Hitmen. Big power.
Come on, guys. Go.
Well, we know, Randy, this is my 3rd year around this event, which I dearly, dearly love. As we watch Girard utterly disable these 10 pins.
That was an assault.
That Philadelphia team is sneaky good.
Yeah, and they always have been. Managed by Hall of Famer Jason Couch. I mean, he knows how to pick them. But so does this guy.
Oh, yeah. What a year he has had.
You surprised he's not anchoring the team?
Yes.
You know, he's got a lot of ammo.
Oh, my. So many times. And it's, God, he's loves the spotlight. Very few bowlers you will ever see embrace that spotlight more than Norm Duke has. Here is Jake Peters. So, new bowling balls, new shoes, new shirt. He is the sharp-dressed man. And he'll make a big turn and leave trouble behind to a 10.
To a 10. We don't see that made very often out here. And the one thing that we've kind of been, or that's kind of been trending, is that you win on the right lane and then you try to hold on the left lane. You lose on the right lane and then you have to move to the left.
Well, we've had a re-rack situation here. So, unfortunately for Jake, those pins are still going to be there when they finish this off.
Yeah.
In just 4 days, one of the greatest fighters of our generation puts his legacy on the line as Manny Pacquiao battles undefeated world champion Keith Thurman in the can't-miss fight of the summer. Saturday, 9 Eastern, live on pay-per-view, or order it on the Fox Sports app.
I mean, have you ever seen Thurman fight?
once.
I mean, is he that good?
He's undefeated. Says it all. He's good. By the way, you're talking about conversion percentage. You realize the 710 has a higher conversion percentage than this?
Yeah.
The 710 is made 0.8% of the time. The 2A10, 0.6% of the time. And that was, take a look at our Hammer Tough Spare replay. That's so little you can do with that. There are worse. No one's made a 7.9. Oh, trip 7. Goodbye. Leave us.
And Brad Miller, welcome to your first PBA League Series here in Portland, Maine.
This is what I'm talking about when I talk about sneaky good team. This guy here, the lefty Matt Sanders.
Love this game. Matt going with urethane on that left side of that lane, and a little soft 7. And while we have a moment, let's go down to Jason Couch and ask him what he sees early on. Jason Couch, Randy Peterson, Dave Lamont up in the booth. What do you see early on through the first 3 frames, and what adjustments are you thinking about making?
Well, at this point, I'm pretty good at where we're at. I feel like, you know, that maybe that Jake got a little firm, a little excited, got there, and that's okay. And Matt looked pretty good right there. Maybe need to move his eyes a little left, get that ball to read a little earlier.
All right, Jason, thank you. Good luck. Now our first look at this guy. Some call him the real deal.
Bill O'Neill's had a terrific year. Oh boy, tripped out a lot of trouble, but is left behind with the 8.
That was wide. Look at that, out to the 3rd board. I don't think we've seen a shot that far right all night.
Not a good one anyway.
Yeah.
You're right. There may have been one other, but I don't. It wasn't a strike. I know that.
Yeah. Bill O'Neill currently 4th on the money list at 120,000. Just a wonderful comeback year for him.
Yep.
Last year, all those 6th-place finishes, and you know, he just couldn't really get over the hump. And then this year, boy, wins the first tournament out of the gate and never looked back. Finished 2nd to Chris Prather at the PBA playoffs right here at Bayside Bowl in Portland, Maine. And now this guy, Dominator, Dom Barrett.
Oh, big snap, and that 7-pin was cool.
That's good.
He's one of the best on tour.
Definitely pushed more than I thought it was going to, but it was in a like good way.
So creative and so good at shaping, creating shapes and different ball reactions, and he does it with his hand, his release, rotation, speed. One of the more creative players out here.
And here's one of the most successful.
Tommy Jones, fresh off of a hip injury. And it's good to see Tommy back. And, boy, that shot there looked like he hasn't missed a beat.
Nope. And here he is, the unsinkable Tom Smallwood. When he wins, it's big.
Well, they need a big hit here. Currently trailing by 31 with that open in the 2nd. Almost a must strike here in game 1.
No trouble. Talk about fearless. Here's a good look at a guy who shows no fear on the lane.
I bought the hook as much as yours.
So the Strikers have the advantage through the first 5 here as they are trying to lock up the 4th and final semifinal spot to join New York, LA, and Portland. Coming up the rest of game 1 at FS1. So we show you that man, Norm Duke, because we have tonight's Columbia 300 fun fact. 4 PBA Hall of Famers and 9 PBA Players of the Year on rosters for this year's PBA League. The only team that doesn't have either on the roster, the Hitmen. Now you're looking at one of them right there. Norm Duke, Pete Weber, Walter Ray Williams Jr., Chris Barnes, the answer to the other 3. Now, Well, strikers, 21 pin advantage. They are clean through 5, 4 strikes out of 5. Only Bill O'Neill failed to do it. Here's your player of the year from 2018. He has doubled individually.
So here's this Andrew Anderson guy, right? He got snubbed last year.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody picks him for a team. So what does he do? He goes out and wins player of the year. Well, he's on a team this year.
Yeah, and it bothered him.
Well, God,
It bothered him. It did.
I couldn't believe him.
Yeah, no.
Remember, I
we
was
were
doing
there.
the draft, right?
I was there. You were on the air. I was watching.
I was doing the draft with O'Neill, and I could not believe he didn't get picked.
There was the first thought everybody in the building had that day. Gerard! Goodbye.
All right. This is starting to get a little bit more interesting now.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick Gerard. Another nice strike for him in his first ever league appearance.
And to steal your nickname, here is the wee Iceman.
All right, well, max score now will be 258, same as the Hitmen.
Oh, goody. That means a tie.
Yeah, just what you like.
A 1-ball roll-off.
Bonus bowling.
Yep. And that's exactly what happens, and that, by the way, will happen if both teams win a game.
Yeah.
And we have had that happen tonight, and it was nuts.
Yeah, and here in Portland, Maine, when we go to overtime, they start chanting, ring the bell.
And that's the bell they ring.
See how great our production people are?
We have bell cam.
I mean, it's like they're sitting right next to us, hearing our every word.
Jake Peters, who subbed in yesterday for the injured Sean Maldonado. Yeah. No, Messenger's going to fail him, too.
Too much around. Ball hits too flat. Jake is not a real high rev guy, and so to play that much angle, I think, is a mistake. I would have rather seen Jake go a little bit straighter and maybe a little softer hand. That ball left the pocket 7-10 because it hit weak. But again, you're talking about a guy who hasn't had a whole lot of time in town. Make it.
Nope, not going to happen. Well, this place would have gone nuts if he pulled that off, but now the Hitmen are in a giant-sized crater. About the size of the one that Neil Armstrong avoided as he brought Apollo 11 in.
I agree. Went from a pretty close game with max scores being identical to a 34-pin deficit for the Hitmen. Brad Miller. He has some Portland, Maine experience as he did make the playoffs. And right now, all smiles on the Dallas side of the street.
Yeah, he can joke around a little bit right now with Norm Duke and everybody else picking debris off the approach because it's Miller time, according to this crowd. And they're right. You want to see a ball go through the pins with authority. That was it.
Real nice shot from Brad Miller.
More like that.
Well, let's get a word from Jason Couch. Jason, your team getting run over here in game one. How do you rebound game two? You switch lanes. What do you tell your team?
I'm sorry, Randy, is the game over?
Well, you're down 34 with 2 frames to go.
What happens if we strike out and they open? All right, can you add? We're going to work on it, bro. My new guy's a little excited. He's struggling a little bit. We're going to pick him up, bro. We're going to be okay.
Okay, buddy. Thanks.
All right.
Nothing's over until we decide it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it over when the, never mind.
You know the rest of the line. Julio.
You know, Dave, here's the thing. I do know how to add, and this game's over.
All right, there you have it. So the Hitmen take one to the body.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Get lucky. Pretty shot for Don Barrett, but it's
going to be the Strikers taking the first point.
And the difference, Dom Bear playing the lanes pretty much identical to Jake Peters. Higher rev rate. Kicks the 10 out. Jake Peters leaves the pocket 7-10. Again, I'd like to see Jake be more in his comfort zone, going a little bit straight.
Should he change equipment or just change? Would he change equipment to do that, or would you recommend something else?
If he couldn't do it with the ball he's using currently, then yeah, he would have to go to something different.
Well, there's a lot of time to think about it because the Strikers have put him in the uncomfortable position of being down a game when you only have 2 to play. However, should the Hitmen rally,
It wasn't going to go the other way and get 5.
Yeah. So was it that one that gave you the confidence, or the one that I thought I threw in the gutter that came back into the head?
The first Jake Peters both. Shots he threw, he opened 2-8-10 in the second frame, pocket 7-10 in the 7th. Talk about a rude welcoming.
Yeah,
guy steps off the plane to try to help out, right? Guy goes down, he comes in. Next thing you know, he's getting kicked around.
And this is such a friendly city to people who are from out of town, too. Tommy Jones is going to pile on the strikes as the Strikers take the 1-game advantage. But you know what? It doesn't mean you are going to win this, because we've seen the team with a 1-0 advantage lose and get knocked out. That's what Philadelphia is going to try to do when we return on FS1. The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Go Bowling. For promotional offers, tips to improve your game, news, or to locate a bowling center near you, log on to gobowling.com. The tour of the Elias Cup all through the city of Portland. Of course, on Thursday night, it will be hoisted by one of, at the moment, 5 teams. We got 3 out, 3 in, and 1 with a foot in the door.
Yeah.
But not yet. Because if you see the bracket there, you see that LAX Atom Splitters, the Atom Splitters won the first game. LAX came back and then won the 1-ball roll-up. Not an issue with the Kingpins. They were dominant in taking out the muscle. The Lumberjacks the same thing against Brooklyn. And now the Strikers looked great in that first game, but we're switching lanes. They go over to the right lane now. And that leads us to our Ebonite flashback, because the Strikers won this back-to-back 2016 and 2017. So it's the Strikers and the Kingpins. And that's Norm Duke. That's a 300 they threw in this game in 2016. Right there, sports fans. It was a big come-from-behind victory in 2016. They actually fell behind 2-1 back in that day. You had different kind of competitions. They needed 3 points. They came with a win in the team portion of the match to win the title. And you saw Billy O and Tommy Jones come through with Norm Duke. Now, in 2017, it was dominant. 5-1 over Portland, and that made it 2 in a row in the Elias Cup. Tommy Jones was magnificent, as were all of those guys. Rhino Page, B.J. Moore, they were fantastic. Only 3 teams have ever hoisted that Elias Cup. The Kingpins, who are still alive, the Atom Splitters, who are not, and the Strikers, who are leading 1-0.
You notice the common theme with the Dallas Strikers in that video piece?
A lot of Bill O'Neill, a lot of Tommy Jones, a lot of Norm Duke.
Right you are, sir.
So we're going to show you this last game without a break.
The man from Quebec, Patrick Girard.
Good, nice. I jinxed him there, man.
So you clouded him.
I did.
You know?
Yep, I did.
I'm usually the guy that does that.
I clouded up and rained all over
you. You clouded him.
Yeah. All right.
3-9-10.
Survey says got it. Magnificent shot.
Yeah, it was.
Très bien, Patrick.
Wow, I didn't know you were bilingual.
Oh, yeah. If you add up all the languages I think I speak, it gets up there.
Perfect cover on the 3-9-10. And what makes that little baby split so difficult, it's that back pin, the 9.
Yeah, that's what this lane does. One just
got to hook it into it so you can cover both that 3 and the 9 pin without deflection, and just enough for the ball to deflect into the 10. Reigning player of the year, the man. All right, well,
You know what I want? I want a replay of that strike is what I want.
This is filthy. I mean, that looks like a mosh pit. and just pins just flying around. It's like people flying around in a mosh pit.
2.5 more now.
Going over the adjustment with his teammate and manager, Norm Duke. Now, Jake Peters. Yep. Peters needs something good to happen to him. Let's see if he's still going to play that big angle. He is.
Oh, man. Almost got the Chapman, but instead leaves the 4 behind. At least he's got something he can make because he had split to start.
Well, and again, it's so much more difficult when it's the team aspect because you don't want to let anybody down. If it's just yourself, you go home and you slam your head into the dresser, or, you take care of business, but it's only you. Right. You're on a team. Look at that. Oh, see what I mean? It's just like, it's a snowball effect now for Jake, and it really sucks to watch.
That's unfortunate. And do you really want to give this guy an open door?
Yeah, no. How about this guy winning back-to-back?
Yeah, we were there. That was unbelievable.
Dual patterns.
Yeah,
dual patterns.
Yeah, that's right. In Indianapolis, yeah, absolutely.
It's ridiculous. You see the line that Norm's playing, how straight that is? Yes. I mean, that's his A game now. And what it allows him to do is it allows his ball to hit hard enough to get that 10-pin out. When he has to move way in and start creating those big angles, that's when his ball doesn't strike.
Sanders in an almost must-strike situation this early, and it's not happening. He chops right through the face.
Remember, these lanes were not re-oiled after the Lumberjacks and the Brooklyn Styles got done.
Got a great look at his attack there, but ultimately that through the nose, leaving him an 80% conversion percentage, or 81.3 updated.
Bad start for Philly. Look out.
Uh-oh. All right, he took down the fence.
Yeah. Missed it far enough to the right. He made it. Rough start, especially when you're trailing 0-1. Remember, first team to 2 points moves on and will take on the hometown favorite Lumberjacks.
And Brad Miller had a strike in the 3rd and the 8th in this Baker format where you're only assigned 2 frames. So if you're the 3rd bowler, you're also bowling in the 8th frame. And that is cool. Big trip. Big trip.
Big break. On a double, taking advantage of the open by the hitman. Trip 4-7-10. I like Brad Miller. I like everything that he stands for and everything he's about. I like his game. Him and Kyle Sherman with their YouTube videos and everything else that they post out there. They're good guys, and they work hard at their craft. And it's fun to watch Brad having this much fun. Dominator.
Oh, he gets a trip 10.
Well, Dom's done his job. He's struck on every ball to keep his team within shouting distance.
That's why I came off the corner. It wasn't good to me. It was good to push.
And he goes right into a detailed conversation about that shot while Bill O'Neill steps up. Bill had something unusual happen in the first game on his first try. He didn't strike. That's more like it. Well, that's the first 4 strikes in this match for the Strikers, and should they or any other team in tonight's show roll a perfect game, that'll be Dallas is the only team eligible. Everybody in America can receive a free game of bowling courtesy of Go Bowling. To claim your free game, just head to GoBowling.com and register for the Go Bowling Free America promotion. Smallwood, oh boy. And it's getting out of hand early.
Getting ugly early. While you're reading that promo card, Bill O'Neill's father was in the crowd with the big Bill O'Neill fathead.
Nice.
Pretty cool. It's great to see Bill's dad out here.
Well, you got it 1 chance out of 100. He went for it. And you have to in that situation.
Well, they moved to the left lane off the right lane, and it's an educated guess as to what adjust. There's Bill O'Neill's father right there. His wife, Christy, to the left, senior. And as Tommy Jones corkscrews his thumb in that thumb hole, 4-time winner of this event, working on the front 4.
5 for 5. And we might be looking for another angle in this game because Dallas has the big lead.
And Dallas, the only team in this competition to do what?
That would be
you talked about it.
I did. Throw a perfect game. But 3 of those guys are here again.
You know I just clouded them.
No. I'll tell you what, Patrick has held up his end of the bargain beautifully.
Yes, he has. You're correct. He's done a very nice job. He made that 3-9-10 split in the first, came back with a strike there, and 2 strikes in game 1. Andrew Anderson looking to crack open a 6-pack.
And it's cold and tasty, too.
Can you make that sound? Up by 74. This is a laugher.
You struck more than that you have all year. All year.
All right.
All right, Jake Peters deserves something good. Period.
I think everybody in the building pulling for Jake Peters right now. Come on, Jakey. Look, ball. Oh, man.
Is there even a statistic for that one?
Well,
I don't think there is.
You can sit. What is it?
It's the 4-8-10.
4-8-10. So go 4-10. Yeah, it's 4.5% conversion.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
is this makeable?
Well, yeah, you have a shot at getting the ball over into this zone, and then it'll deflect over into the 10 pin. You can't. This is makeable.
Okay. He's going to try for it. Oh, yeah.
He needed to cut it just a little bit more.
Yep. Wow. Well, he was put in a tough spot, Jake Peters, as we told you earlier, as a last-minute substitution for Sean Maldonado. Now, Norm Duke trying to make it lucky 7. Yep, he didn't crap out on that roll.
How about you, Normie? 56-year-old Norm Duke. Twice a winner this season on dual patterns. Look at him post that shot. That was posterized.
Done here.
So Dallas is going to move on.
Yes.
And they're going to take on Portland. That's going to be interesting because this crowd loves Norm Duke, but he's going against the home team tomorrow night in the second of the 2 semifinals. So the first one will be NYC and LAX. Now, if I told you that I would love to know how many times Brad Miller has been asked about his tenure with the Smashing Pumpkins, I would like to have $1 for that.
Oh, that's priceless. Come on, Brad. Come on, Brad.
Go ball.
Oh, we got it wide and missed. I'm really happy that it was you that missed, because if you would have struck, I would have got up and missed. So I'm really happy it was you.
Yeah, he wouldn't have missed. By the way, following our show, Chris Myers, Terry Collins, and the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas, taking the MLB whip around. There's Billy Olysee. Now, no pressure on him here. Yeah, he delivered. Yeah. You know what? He would have delivered if there had been quote-unquote pressure on it.
I would have struck, see? If you strike out.
Hitmen just trying to get out of the way here.
Yep.
An unfortunate end to their PBA league. Quick and painless, I guess.
Maybe the lowest game of the event. Let me ask you a question, Dave, while we have a little bit of time. We've seen all 8 teams.
Right.
We're down to 4.
You want me to wait or no?
Is there a team that stands out?
The two most impressive teams tonight were Dallas and New York. I think you're right. LA was fortunate. They deserved to win, but they were fortunate. And Portland was also very solid, but at least based on tonight, Dallas and New York would be the two best. I thought, New York, we didn't know what was going to happen with them. They were the 8th seed, and man, they were strong.
Well, this is going to be a great matchup for tomorrow night. The Dallas Strikers taking on the Lumberjacks, and just boatloads of talent. We're down to 4 in the semifinals. Dallas Strikers will be moving on.
9 p.m., excuse me. No, don't tune in at 9 a.m. because we won't be here. But 9 p.m. tomorrow on FS1. If you want to watch FS1 at 9 a.m., that's also a good idea. But at 9 p.m., we will be here for 2 matches, the semifinals. And then Thursday, 9 p.m., the championship.
A little hard to beat by whatever they shot at us.
Yeah, that's a good point, Tom. Their series for 2 games is going to be pretty obscene.
Well, it's just going to be a shade over 500 for 2. 258 game 1, possible 246 here. Could have been a lot more.
Yeah, we've seen that smile a few times on TV. Big finish for the Strikers as they dominate over Philadelphia.
Tommy Jones looks solid, too, doesn't he?
Whatever was wrong with that hit seems to be just fine right now. That's a potent-looking bunch right there, looking to get a 3rd title. So let's revisit the brackets one more time. The quarterfinals saw the Kingpins dominate the Muscle. LAX squeak by the Atom Splitters. The Lumberjacks over the Styles, and the Strikers blow out the Hitmen. So the Kingpins versus LAX, the Lumberjacks and the Strikers. That's 9 p.m. Eastern time on FS1. And then Thursday will be the Elias Cup Finals. And Kimberly is standing by with that entire Dallas roster.
I sure am, and these guys are really excited. So, Norm, let's talk about these matches. First of all, you guys were on the left lane, and a lot of the teams struggled on that left lane, but you guys did not. How did you figure it out?
Well, we got lucky to figure it out because you only get 1 shot on each lane per each. But we had a strategy from the practice pairs to here that worked out perfectly today. I put us on the hard lane first so that if we got to a roll-off, we'd at least be on the favorable lane. We didn't need it.
And then you guys switched over to the right lane, which you call the favorable lane, and you guys had the first 7. I think this whole crowd was rooting you on for a 300. So how are you guys working so well?
Well, you know what? We're all good friends, and the 3 of us have been on the team like 7 years in a row now. So we have a chemistry, and we're sharing that chemistry with the new blood. Look at these guys work their tail off. Yeah, Dallas.
They worked their tail off indeed. But, Bill, the great news is you guys are now moving on to the semifinals. The bad news is you are going to take on the hometown team. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I'm sure we're going to be the underdog in the match. But, like Norm said, we've been bowling together for a few years now. It's not the first time we've been the underdog in this thing. So we're just going to have fun and do what we do.
All right. Tommy, what are your thoughts on the match tonight?
Same thing they said. We had great communication. We went down the line. Andrew started us off both matches with strikes. And in this format, it's really key to get off to a good start and get ahead early.
And you've won this now, what, 4 times? Are you like the lucky guy here?
Tell all these guys that. They just rubbed the head for luck.
I love it. Congratulations, guys. You're now moving on to the semifinals.
All right. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Norm, and the Dallas Strikers. And a reminder to everybody tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern on FS1, New York City versus LAX, and then Portland versus that Dallas team. So please join Randy, Kimberly, and I tomorrow night live at 9 Eastern time on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. A memorable evening to get this event started, to say the least, with the Lumberjacks giving the hometown a double pick strike and a thriller. And some of the craziest carry, by the way, we've ever seen tonight. So for Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, and our entire